Soviets in the 1980s to the Taliban in the 1990s. And once again, as the Afghan government forces find themselves overwhelmed by the Taliban terrorists, the Panjshiris are regrouping and arming themselves for when that fateful day arrives. WION's Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik getting you this detailed report.
Down these missions, it says Germany and Britain are not acting independently. They're wilting under American pressure. It's a good argument. But is China convincing itself or the world with this? Trade alone will not keep Europe on the fence, not for long. The Democratic Alliance is brainstorming new trade routes, new and reliable supply chains. So China's leverage is significantly smaller now. Also, this is not a Western maritime crusade. The regional powers are very much involved. I'm talking about countries like India. The Indian Navy is deploying a task force of its eastern fleet to the South China Sea. The ships will set off in early August. Over 2 months, they will visit Southeast Asia, the South China Sea and the Western Pacific. This is how India described its objective, and I'm quoting, deployment of Indian Navy ships seeks to underscore the operational reach, peaceful presence and solidarity with friendly countries towards ensuring good order in the maritime domain and to strengthen existing bonds between India and countries of the Indo-Pacific. China has not reacted to India's plans yet, but rest assured, they will be livid. This Indian voyage cannot be dismissed as American pressure. New Delhi has direct stakes in the region. It does not need a nudge from the US to sail in these waters. Put together, it's all bad news for China at the moment. The Wuhan virus is making a homecoming tour. Their so-called maritime backyard has become a global common, and perceived partners are abandoning ship. It's true what they say about democracy. It is slow and imperfect, but it prevails. And that's exactly what the Alliance of Democracies is doing, moving slowly but surely. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get...
Today, drawn and bleary-eyed, Mr. Clinton joined the battle to save his presidency.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
The forefront of another Cuomo scandal, losing both of your in-laws, you know, I can't imagine. I've seen your pain. I've seen your tears. They, of course, were a part of the nursing home scandal. How do you feel today watching what you just saw?
I've always said I don't care what brings them down. And to these strong women today, I stand with you. I'm holding your hand in unity. Brave, brave women that came forward. You know, it just shows you the power and abuse that this man thought he had. And he's been doing it for years now. And I've been fighting for justice for my in-laws since May of last year, when we found out he was putting COVID-positive patients into nursing homes, and then he covered up the numbers for months and months to sell a $5.1 million book to celebrate himself in the middle of a pandemic. So there's not only the sexual assault and harassment charges, but we're still waiting for justice when it comes to over 15,000 seniors that died in nursing homes, I think in part to his March 25th order to put infected patients into nursing homes. And not only that, we have, the COVID test, the VIP COVID test that he was giving to his brother and his families, while nursing homes could not get any to test income.